Have you ever been so single at a family dinner that you wished you could just rent a boyfriend, a mom, maybe even an entire supportive family to clap when you say, "I finally got a job"? Well, in Japan, that's not just a wish. It's a fully functioning business model. That's right. You can hire a fake family, not just one person, an entire emotionally supportive crew, ready to cheer you on, serve miso soup, and pretend they've known you since you were in diapers. Welcome to Japan's bizarre, surprisingly heartwarming, and completely jaw-dropping world of rental relatives. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, "Well, that's just acting," let me stop you right there. This isn't just acting. This is elite-level, Oscar-worthy emotional performance with a side of white rice. These people train, memorize your backstory, and stay in character for hours, even days. Some have been playing someone's husband for 3 years. 3 years. I've had shorter actual relationships than that. And let us not even talk about the fact that some clients prefer their rental families over their real ones. It's like the Truman Show, but everyone involved paid for it and left a 5-star review. The whole thing started because, brace yourself, loneliness in Japan is a national issue. In a culture that often values keeping your emotions bottled up tighter than a jar of pickled daikon, sometimes people just want a listening ear, or a fake dad who nods wisely and says, "You've done well, son. For a few yen, you can have that." Heck, for a few extra yen, he might even throw in a backstory about how proud he was when you won that science fair back in '98. Spoiler alert, there was no science fair. Let's talk about the agencies. Yes, there are agencies, actual businesses, where you can browse catalogs of available family members. It's like Amazon, but instead of buying a blender, you're ordering a grandmother who cries at commercials and makes excellent egg custard. You want a rebellious younger brother who listens to punk music and calls you bro? You got it. You want a loving aunt who remembers your fake allergies and fake favorite color. Coming right up. And the best part, they never forget your birthday because it's in the script. But don't be fooled into thinking this is just a quirky one-time dinner thing. No. Clients book these people for everything. Weddings, funerals, company parties. Some clients literally build a whole fake life around their hired cast. There was a man who introduced his rental daughter to his real boss. She came, bowed, said, "It's so nice to meet you," and nailed the role so well the boss promoted him a week later. I'm telling you, these actors are more committed than half the folks on reality TV. The actors themselves are a fascinating breed. Some are former stage performers. Others are trained in psychology or counseling. They're not just there to fill a seat. They're there to connect. Deeply, convincingly, uncomfortably well. One woman said after playing someone's sister for 2 years, she started genuinely worrying when he seemed sad. And yes, they have to hold back their own feelings too, because falling in love with your fake wife is not part of the job description. It's happened more than once, which is weirdly romantic and also very, very awkward at the company Christmas party. Now, you might be asking, why would someone need to hire a fake family instead of just talking to their real one? Excellent question, my emotionally stable viewer. The truth is, many people in Japan feel pressure to maintain a certain image. If your mom is constantly nagging you to get married, rent a wife. If your coworkers want to meet your perfect family, hire a flawless set. No arguments, no drama. Just pure performance-enhanced domestic bliss. You can literally curate the perfect holiday dinner, complete with toasts and fake memories of your childhood dog named Mochi. And yes, social media plays a role. There are influencers out there with thousands of followers who post adorable family photos every Sunday. The dad with a gentle smile, rented. The toddler clapping her hands in the background, booked by the hour. One client confessed she hired an entire family just to take believable family vacation pics at Mount Fuji. You're over here trying to get your cousins to smile at Thanksgiving, and meanwhile, she's got professional actors nailing the perfect candid shot. It's both genius and mildly terrifying. The demand for these services has exploded in recent years. There are even premium packages. For a higher fee, your fake brother can play guitar, your fake grandma will bake cookies from scratch, and your fake husband will write you a haiku about how much he fake loves your fake cooking. It's like Build-A-Bear, but you're building a believable life. And instead of stuffing, it's emotional fulfillment. And sometimes, clients don't even want the actors to talk. They just want presence. A dad who sits silently at the table, sipping tea and offering occasional knowing nods. A mom who gently pats your shoulder as you quietly eat dinner. These subtle performances often mean the most. Because in a society where people are increasingly isolated, a single shared moment, however artificial, can feel real enough to heal something deep. But I don't think it's all sunshine and pretend cherry blossoms. Some actors experience emotional burnout. It's tough pretending to love someone every week, especially when you know they might be falling for you. One actor said he had to pull out of a long-term role because the client started introducing him to real friends as her actual fiance. There are boundaries, people, even in fake families, and yet despite all the emotional landmines, the business continues to thrive. Because in Japan, maintaining appearances is part of the culture, and sometimes the safest way to deal with disappointment, trauma, or even shame is to hire someone who will never judge you. Someone who listens, smiles, plays their part, and leaves without baggage. It's therapy with better lighting and a family photo at the end. Now here's where it gets even more unbelievable. Some clients don't even know they're lying anymore. After years of hiring the same fake dad, the line between fiction and reality starts to blur. Imagine sitting across from a man you hired off a website, sharing a steaming bowl of ramen, and thinking, you know, he does kind of look like me. Suddenly, your fake dad is giving you real advice, and your real dad is somewhere wondering why you keep skipping family reunions. And it's not just individuals. Companies are cashing in on the trend too. Need a few loyal friends to show up at your product launch so it looks like you're not a one-man band selling cat-shaped sushi pillows. Boom, rented guests. Need a supportive wife to sit quietly at your job interview so your boss thinks you're a responsible family man? Done. There is even a service where people can hire a fake girlfriend just to post couple selfies on Instagram so your ex thinks you've moved on. That's not petty, that's performance art. But let's dive a little deeper, because this isn't just about faking it for fun. For many clients, this service fills a very real emotional void. Japan has one of the highest rates of loneliness among developed countries. There's a term for it, kodakushi, dying alone, unnoticed, sometimes unfound for days. And while that's a somber note, it helps explain why these human rental services thrive. People aren't just hiring actors, they're outsourcing connection. The kind of connection that doesn't come with baggage, guilt, or generational trauma. Now, you might be thinking, sure, but isn't it weird to pay someone to care about you? Well, yes and no. Think about it. We pay therapists to listen, life coaches to motivate us, trainers to yell at us about carbs. This is just another form of emotional outsourcing, fine-tuned to meet a cultural need. And let's be real. How many people show up to family dinner out of love, and how many come just for the free food and passive-aggressive conversations? In Japan, at least the actors are polite, on time, and don't bring up politics. Still, there are ethical gray areas. What happens when a client starts to emotionally depend on their rental relative? What happens when a fake daughter starts acting like a real daughter? These agencies have strict rules, contracts, and even exit strategies for relationships that go too far. One agency reported a client trying to adopt their rental son. The agency had to stage a dramatic goodbye, in character. Tears, hugs, the whole farewell scene. I mean, that's Shakespearean levels of awkward. But in some cases, these rented relationships evolve into something genuine. There are stories of clients and actors staying in touch for years, even after the contract ends. Like one man who continued sending birthday gifts to his fake mom long after she stopped playing the role. It started off as pretend, but something real bloomed from the illusion. In a way, it's kind of beautiful. Slightly unhinged, sure, but still beautiful. And here's the kicker. This concept is starting to spread. Other countries are picking up on Japan's model. There are now agencies in South Korea, the US, and even parts of Europe experimenting with rental relatives. One startup in LA lets you rent a fun uncle to show up at BBQs and make dad jokes while flipping burgers. You can't make this stuff up. Or actually, you can. That's literally the business model. The real question is, does this mean we're all secretly craving curated connection? That we'd rather have a picture-perfect, Netflix-worthy version of family than deal with the chaos of real ones? Or maybe it's just that in a hyper-digitized, fast-paced world, people are desperate to be seen, even if the person seeing them is on payroll. And look, maybe it's not so different from what we all do in our own way. We present curated versions of ourselves online. We act happier at holidays than we really are. We edit out the chaos, the disappointment, the arguments over cranberry sauce. Japan just took it to the next level and made it available by the hour. Still, it's hard not to admire the brilliance behind it. It's capitalism, therapy, and theater all rolled into one bento box of emotional fulfillment. You pay for the performance, yes, but sometimes the feelings it stirs up, those are real. And if a man in a rented kimono can make someone feel truly loved, even for a few hours, maybe there's something oddly noble in that. So next time your aunt asks why you're still single, or your cousin brags about his 5 kids and 6 houses, just remember somewhere in Tokyo, a guy is sitting across from his rented wife and fake baby, sipping tea and absolutely crushing the holiday photo game. And maybe, just maybe, he's a little happier than we are. If you enjoyed diving into this absolutely wild tradition, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we've got more bizarre, jaw-dropping customs from around the world coming your way. Trust me, you haven't seen anything yet.